A major fire, a total airport shutdown and flights are grounded, travellers are stranded and the financial losses are already soaring into the millions. Heathrow, which is Europe's busiest airport, is paralysed after a fire at an electric substation that has now plunged operations into chaos. This is the blaze that shut down the airport. But the real question is, was it just an accident? Now, counter-terrorism police are leading the investigations. They're raising some pretty urgent questions about whether this may have been a case of a sabotage. Now, the fire erupted shortly before midnight, triggering a massive power outage and bringing the global travel hub to a standstill. The Metropolitan Police insist that there is no evidence of foul play yet. However, given Heathrow's status as critical infrastructure, the force's Counterterrorism Command, or the SO-15, has now taken charge, vowing to leave no stone unturned. Meanwhile, the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, asserts that there is no reason to suspect foul play at the moment.
It's not a surprise the counter-terror team's been involved. The Met Police Service Fire Brigade will make sure that the public know whenever there's any information to pass on to the public, but there's no reason at all to suspect foul play at the moment.
The Prime Minister's spokesman has said that there are questions to answer over how a single fire knocked out Heathrow. Nabaton says that they expect these questions to be answered, but the priority is to bring the fire under control. Now, this is the moment of the explosion. There was a large fire and clouds of black smoke rising over the skyline from electrical substation. And listen to the eyewitnesses who described the absolute chaos.
The sky sort of just blackened, and then I just saw absolute chaos, really. To the right of me, I saw this large plumes of smoke and a huge fire. And as I'm driving, I have my sunroof open, just getting some fresh air. I felt the heat from the fire. That's how close I was. It was definitely scary. I feel sort of almost like apocalyptic sort of level of just chaos. When infrastructure is down and like sort of, you know, there's no controls whatsoever all the way. So my journey all the way home was just with no power.
Now, according to the airport authorities, the backup generators did spring into action, but they were not enough to power the whole airport. The power is, of course, back at the airport, but the passengers are very worried as their travel plans have gone completely haywire. Hotels and pubs near the airport are packed with stranded passengers.
About to go back to the UK, but I think there's an incident that happened in the UK, a fire incident which affected the electricity at the Heathrow airport. So for now, we're just waiting to get information on if we're going to be able to fly back to UK or not. So we're just waiting for the airline to keep us updated.
So we're travelling to Barcelona today. Our initial flight was meant to leave at 10:40 and our connection was at 1:15 today. So we took a seat on a flight to Gatwick to try and enable us to connect to Barcelona through this airport, which we can't do. So our flight that was meant to be scheduled at 1 is now at 5 a.m. So we're now trying to obtain a hotel, hopefully near Heathrow, so that we can try and make our connection in the morning instead.
With more than 1,351 flights being disrupted and at least about 290,000 passengers affected, the fallout is catastrophic. Planes have been rerouted to Ireland and France, and aviation experts have compared the scale of the disruption to post-9/11 airspace shutdowns.
Imagine, 145,000 passengers affected. All the insurance claims on those, the aircraft being in the wrong place, the crews being up to time, fuel costs. I mean, who knows? Certainly, 50 million UK is what we're looking at as a bare minimum.
The national grid has now restored power, but the chaos is far from over. The financial toll will be staggering, with the ripple effects expected to disrupt global aviation for days to come. Now, Heathrow's vulnerability is under scrutiny. Was this a freak accident or something else altogether? Well, we'll have to wait for the answers. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.